everyone, this is Marwan, and today in this video we are going to be talking about connections, how to form the right and correct connections with school alumni or people who work in industries or positions that you're aspiring to work in general, and what is the correct approach to adopt in order to form the connection the best way possible. I have uh, broken it down to different steps. Each of them can be followed either separately or together. I hope this video will be helpful, insightful, and useful to you. Okay, so the first part of the video is all about the failure of the cold ask. When we say cold ask, I actually mean just treating forming connections as applying to jobs in the same manner, in a way that you would just message random people and ask them to be or do referrals to you, which of course is unlikely to happen. Even if it happens, it's like a red flag because why would anyone help a stranger who is just asking them for a referral, which might have consequences? So it might be even a scam or someone who's trying to take advantage of you. Um, so it is not the right way or the right approach to find referrals or to form connections with people who have been employed or working in a position for more than 2, 3 years. So when I find a stranger on LinkedIn and the first message is, I want a referral, I want you to be my reference, this is treated as a spam. I don't feel comfortable naturally, and I just either block them, don't reply to them, or if they are graduated from the same university, so I'm an alumni and they are an alumni of the same university, I would perhaps write a short message apologizing that I can't really do it. So the best way to approach a school alumni, especially, and any leader or manager in general, is first, before writing anything, we should understand that networking is not like applying to jobs. It's not the same logic. Here, it's more based on human relations, on forming a relationship with this person, of course, a professional um, network or relationship. Um, so it should not be hasty. It should not be in a rush. It should be taken step by step, and it should come out more naturally than just applying to a job. It's about information gathering. So when we ask for advice, people are usually flattered. They feel that they have something to share, and this has been acknowledged by both sides. So it makes an experienced person feel that their experience is being acknowledged and asked for. So this is obviously um, it's an emotional boost, and it's useful because they have the experience, so they feel good about being asked not to write a referral but to give information from their experience. When we ask for a job, on the other hand, people are pressured, they are made uncomfortable, and it's like there's a demand or from you to help someone whom you don't know. In business life, this doesn't work like that. So the goal here as a new graduate looking for a job is to move from being a stranger in the inbox, a random spam message, into a respected peer, someone who has value, or even if they are new to the business field or to the job application process, they are looking for experience seriously and not just spamming people. So the next step is the alumni hook. I believe I talked about this in a previous video. Here we're gonna expand more on this point. So there is a shared background. When we say alumni, it's someone who has graduated from the same university as you, or who worked in the same business as you. It depends on your own past. So it's one of the best tools a graduate who's newly in the field of or in the like period of applying, the process of applying can use to talk with alumni, ask them about their experiences. This is because you have the same university background, or even if you have a common cultural background, like you're from the same country, same nationality, and you're both in a different country. This, depending on the situation, of course, forms some kind of a bond between you, and it's really helpful. Because I mean, it's science that says that people who are biologically wired, people are biologically wired to help those from the tribe when they are outside of the tribe. So the strategy to use here is to have like some research, maybe 1 hour, half an hour research on LinkedIn, um, a research about or for alumni from your university, whatever the university is. Of course, you will have lots of alumni from there who are working in good positions now, who have experience from 3 to 5 years or even more. But 3 to 5 years is the ideal here because they were in your shoes recently. They have been in the process of job applications, of trying to find a job, of connecting with other alumni just a couple of years ago. So they would remember the struggle emotionally more than if they have been working in the position for more than 10 years, for example. This doesn't mean that if someone is working for a long time now, they wouldn't help you. No, I mean, the stakes are still high if they're an alumni from the same university, and if you write the message in the correct way, which we will get into later in the video. Um, Also, because they are 3 to 5 years, maybe 2 years into their career, working the job, they're often looking to build their own leadership profile by mentoring others. You can be one of these others who are being mentored, so you can also play on this side. And I mean, we're gonna get into the script later in the video, but just to give a general small idea, I mean, we should not ever say, "Are you hiring?" This is not a recruiter. This is even if it's a recruiter, we shouldn't be saying that. We should instead be presenting ourselves, offering our services, not asking, "Are you hiring?" It's not like a fast food restaurant or a small market we're trying to work in. It's a business, so we can instead say or start the message with, "I noticed you transitioned from our department into this specific industry, whether it's business or anything else. As fellow alumnus, I'd love to hear one piece of advice. I mean, you wish you knew when you started." I mean, this is just a small example. I'm gonna expand actually on how should we write the message to the alumni um, when we first contact them, especially if they don't know us, but they can see that we graduated from the same university. So we should be asking for insight, instead of the opportunity. Opportunity, as I said before, it makes them feel pressured. It might make them feel uncomfortable. It's like someone asking them for service or for, um, you know, to be generous, to give them something without a return. So it doesn't work like that in business. It should be more about insight, about asking for advice, informational wise. So we should ask for an informational interview. This is the secret weapon of the high level job hunt. We are interviewing them about the industry they are working in, whether it's engineering, medicine, sales, whatever it is, it doesn't really matter. Just asking for a 15-minute interview, not interview, just a meeting, a micro consult, we can say meeting, in which we have just a couple of questions and we would love to get to know them, etc., etc. This makes them feel less pressured, less defensive, and more interested in talking with you, especially that you, as again, as I said, graduated from the same university as they are. So the question, I have only three examples. There are lots of different examples. You can Google it, you can think about it, or even ask AI to write a couple of examples for you. These are the ones I came up with. One very good question is to ask them what's the biggest challenge your team is currently facing. Um, so this opens the path for them to start actually talking about something stressful that's going on for them, and this forms a bond of friendship. Because I mean, if it's what they're facing right now, it means that most probably it's stressing them out, and someone asking them about it feels good for anyone. So that's a good question to start with, and it also gives you a background of what's the pain points they have, so that if you're applying to a position in this company or in another company in the same industry, you would know what's the pain points that you would fill in your CV gap. Also asking about the skills we see lacking in most new graduates entering this field gives you an idea of what you should write in your CV and your cover letter. I mean, I have these skills. You can add these skills now to your CV and say, well, I have them. So it puts you or places you in a better place compared to the other applicants. And another question is which industry certifications or tools, such as Notion or any specific CRM, are actually used in your daily workflow. This gives you an idea of um, how to customize your CV, which programs you can say I work well with these programs, etc. etc. This is how to write a message. So we can mention first our name, and we can I mean, this is only one example of it, and we have two examples actually. One of them is better than the other. We're gonna discover this together. So here is the job inquiry. So I'm asking for the job, my name, and I can say dear, whatever the alumni's name is. I hope this message finds you well. I am a recent graduate from this university, which is your university, with a degree in this department and a GPA of blah blah blah. I am very interested in working at your company and have been following your success for a long time. I am a hardworking, motivated individual with skills in this and this and this. I was wondering if you have any open positions or internships available in your department. I have attached my CV to this message. Please let me know if we can hop on a call so I can explain why I'm a good fit for your team. Thank you for your time, and I look forward to hearing from you. Best regards, your name. So, as you can see, this is more of a hiring job, like a hiring message, like you're asking to be hired by this person. This is not what we're looking for or what we're talking about. This is an alumni we're talking to. It's not someone who should necessarily be the decision maker or in the hiring team. So it's super self-centered. We're just talking about ourselves. We are being a bit pushy by saying hop on a call, and yeah, it's not very good for the receiving person. It doesn't feel good, and it's a bit long. Has lots of information that they honestly don't care about, especially if they are not in the hiring team. It's about you wanting the job, not you wanting insight or information from that person. You're just asking them to give you the job. This creates three different problems. The first one is a social debt kind of situation. You're asking a stranger for a massive favor, hiring you without any prior relationship. This does not work, and most probably this will not get a reply. If it gets a reply, it's gonna be an unhelpful reply, and it's super low effort. It looks like you copy paste message, sent it to and send it to 100 people, and it's realistically, yeah, the case. If we write something like this, we're gonna be sending it to everyone because it fits for everyone. And that there's an attachment mistake. Attaching a CV to a first contact message feels like digital junk mail. People don't do this anymore. So this is the wrong example. And now we go to the correct example. How should we talk to a fellow university alumni? So the subject should be something like this: not hiring or asking for a job. It is seeking 15 minutes of your insight. You, you can, as you can see, it's much uh, emptier than the other one. It doesn't have lots of words. So, hi, my name is, I'm a fellow, the name of the university graduate from the department. I noticed your career path took you from this major into this industry or role you're working in, which is exactly the transition I am working on now. I am not reaching out for a job, but rather for your specific um, perspective. But rather for your perspective. Would you be open to a 15-minute virtual coffee? We can say it doesn't have to be virtual coffee, but it can be a 15-minute call or a 15-minute meeting, micro information seeking or whatever. Next week, I'd love to ask one or two questions about how you navigated the shift into this industry from that department and what skills you found most valuable in your current role. If you're too busy, I completely understand, but I would value any brief insight you could share. Best your name. So this is much better because it's not self-centered. It doesn't like focus only on you and your experience, which is just university education. It focuses on the commonalities between you, the similarities between you and this alumni. You both graduate from that university. You're also interested about working in their industry, etc., etc. So it is about them and you having something in common, which really helps, and this increases the possibilities of the replying to you and actually like arranging the call because it doesn't have any pressure in it. It's just someone who is graduated from the same university, who is interested about the same job or same industry and wants to have a couple of advices. So that's easy, unlike someone who is asking them to hire them or give them a job, as in this message. So being careful about how we um, approach the alumni is very important as well. Yeah. So in the precision message, here, sorry, yes, here, it works for a couple of reasons. There's first the alumni hook. So we have established this tribal feeling, this connection between ourselves and them. We are both from the same university, we might be even from the same department, and I'm interested about working in a similar role. This works actually. Like people like to feel belonging to somewhere. The sense of belonging when it's ticked or when it's touched in the right manner, in the right way, in the right weight, it helps and it makes a difference. And it should be, of course, in the first sentence because they don't know you, so it's the best way to introduce yourself. I'm a fellow university graduate. Uh, Low pressure doesn't have like, oh, please hire me, I need your help, blah blah. No, no, no. It's simple. We can just meet, if you want to. If you don't want to, if you're too busy, it's okay. So we explicitly state that we are not asking for a job. This lowers the defensive "I am too busy" shield. And of course, this flattery versus friction method. We're treating them as an expert. People enjoy sharing their success as experts. This is something all of us like. And they have experience because they have been working in this position. So it's very important to use some flattery, not being too, you know. And of course, there's the clear time limit. 15 minutes feels like a small, manageable commitment compared to an open ended request. So we can then move on to the next part. So there's the visual length of a video. The bad message is a wall of text. The precision message has plenty of white space and is easy to read on a mobile phone. There's a subject line. The first subject sounds like a bill or a call. The second sounds like a personal connection. And of course, the ending of the email or the message. The first demands a call, which is not a good idea at all. The second gives them a graceful exit if they are busy. It's okay. I just want to ask you a couple of questions. I can ask them via email if you're busy, which actually makes them more likely to respond and have the call with you. These are all important points. And yeah, now we move on to the next part, which is bypassing the digital filter. So most jobs are filled before they are even posted online. This is a hidden job market. The strategy, once we have had a 15-minute conversation with an insider, the school alumni who works in this industry, we're no longer a random applicant. We can use a referral tactic. At the end of a good conversation, we ask, if I find a role at your company that fits my profile, would you be open to me listing you as a referral? Or is there someone else in HR you think I should speak to? We can ask them in this way. And it's low pressure because, again, we already talked with them. We showed that we're interested, that they are kind of a mentor to us by this point. So usually they would say, yeah, you can use me as a referral after you have formed this trust between you. Even if not, it's okay. Like, it's not gonna be pushing them away anymore if we ask it in a graceful and healthy way like this. And of course, we should know that a referred candidate, or and if they agree to this, it makes our chances much higher, like 10 times more likely to get an interview than just a random cold applicant who's applying for the job. We are basically leveraging their internal trust credit to bypass the hundreds of people who are applying for the job. And of course, a follow up is important after the call. It's a long game, it's a long term or a long based relationship. We should think long, not just rush into it like a job application and try to get everything now done quickly. Now. No, it's a long term thing. So maybe 2 weeks after the talk, we can send a short follow up in which we can say, I took your advice on the specific point, the things you talked about in the interview. So you should remember it, obviously. And we can say that I have already started this action, whatever the action is, doesn't matter. But it should be, of course, relevant to the topic you talked about. I also found this article or this tool that reminded me of our conversation regarding this pain point, the problem his company or her company is facing. And we should just end it with I hope all is well, hope you're okay, etc. etc. So it's a very short follow up, and it also is not hasty. It doesn't have any demands in it. It's just letting them know that we are taking this seriously. This proves that you are a high value individual who listens and takes action. When a role opens up, we are the first person they think of, and this is very healthy and good for the job application process. There are some tools for strategic networking. It requires organization, or it is gonna be a mess of forgotten names, which is not good at all. There is the networking CRM. You can use a simple tracker such as Notion or Excel or Obsidian. The tool I'm using right now is called Obsidian. It's really simple as well. We can use it to log and yeah, put the all of the information in order. You can use the name of the alumni, the company they're working in, the common ground we have, such as either it's an alumni or it's a similar interest, date of the last contact, and key insight shared in the meeting, so that if we have more than like say 5 6 meetings, we would know who should be messaged with a follow-up when, or if they get back to us, who was this person, etc., etc. Also, we should ensure that our LinkedIn profile looks like a solution before we reach out the alumni. If they click our profile and see just a student header in it, they may ignore us, not reply to us. So we should change the header into a functional header such as operations and business support specialist, or whatever job or position you are aspiring to work in. The goal, let's make this goal. If you're applying to too many jobs and you're not getting any positive outcomes or results, we can change the routine just for now, from applying to jobs into just having two inside conversations, meetings, 15-minute meetings with the alumni in the target industry. So this would take about 15-20 minutes, just finding the right alumni to contact, preferably someone from the same university, from a similar department, and of course working in a role that you're aspiring to work in. Then just messaging them in the right way, using a precision message, not very long, not self-centered, focusing on the similarities, commonalities between you, focusing on how you are really seeing their experience as valuable, and how you would love to get some insight from them, but not being too pushy, not asking for a job, not demanding there to meet with you, but just asking if they are available, if they have some time. It would be lovely to have a 15-minute virtual coffee. Of course, asking them for an online interview is much better, because I mean, meeting a stranger face to face, it might seem or feel like too much to do. And yeah, this is it for today, and see you in the next video.